Hey guys, it's your boy CeeLo, not green, back with another super quick video. The experimental patch went live today as I went over my last video. I got the chance to play a few games of the experimental card before they, took it down. I wanted to give my thoughts on the changes that were made in the experimental patch while we wait for the card to come back onto live. I had been done like half of my video covering all of the changes, and it's taken me so long to edit it with all of the changes to the heroes. I didn't want to make just like a live unedited video going over all of the changes in the training range, so I felt like I should wait for the new changes to get repatched into live before I dive more into all of the buffs and nerfs that were made for the experimental card. So I'll give my first impressions on the gameplay of the experimental card and what I feel like should be changed before they push it live again. So to start off, we need to address the elephant in the room. The tank general changes were absolutely awful. As the patch notes say, all tank weapon, ability, and ultimate damage was reduced by 50%. Playing tank and playing against tank were absolutely miserable. The addition of so much armor being added on top of regular health was so annoying to play against. I had multiple times where I was playing Symmetra and I was full damage beam and I had a Reinhardt chasing me down, tickling me with his hammer as I watched him have a Zen Harmony Orb, which the experimental card gave Zen's healing orb a buff to tanks that give them an extra 20% damage reduction when it's on them, and I was just doing literally negative damage. Like his health bar was not moving at all. It felt awful playing into an unkillable hero. I was also playing a match of Orisa, and I was almost literally not dying. My Ana was pocketing me and having so much armor, and the other Orisa not doing any damage felt like I was useless. I felt like I'd be doing more if I just wasn't shooting at all. The damage reduction to the tanks is horrendous. The same game of Orisa, I was playing against another Orisa, and we were headshotting each other the whole game, and I only died when the enemy DPS focused me. Me and the Orisa were just waltzing on the cart, smacking each other with the wet noodles we called bullets from our guns. I've heard other people say that Zarya at full charge and Winston are even worse, as Winston does 30 DPS with his primary fire. Literally any healing would negate any of Winston's damage that he does from his primary fire. Add on the fact that the ult gain was reduced by 50% as well, so no tanks were getting ults at all. I got 2 bongos the whole game as Orisa after headshotting the enemy Orisa the entire time. That game I ended with 4k damage. 4,000. I felt like it was pointless to try and aim at anyone other than the other tank I was dueling with, because they'd instantly be healed double the damage I did. It was one of the worst gameplay experiences I've ever had playing Overwatch, and after the 4th match of it, I was done. I was not having fun playing as or enabling a literal bullet sponge. If Overwatch 2 tanks are anything like this, which I know it won't be, but if they are, it will be one of the worst feelings I've ever had playing Overwatch. I've seen that Lemon Kiwi said that the team has had a chance to look at the feedback people have been saying, and it looks like they're going to tweak the numbers on some of the damage resistance or the damage reduction the tanks have. Thank God, because if they didn't, this card would absolutely flop so hard. One other complaint I have is the sim support. I really thought that she would be fun, but in practice she feels absolutely useless. Maybe that was because I was playing her on maps that don't really suit her well, but the turrets are so bad. They seem to focus on any random person that walks by. Instead of healing the lowest HP person, they randomly lock onto whoever is nearby and they just aren't effective. Sim as she is now is not suited as support. The healing is way too low, and the fact that her turrets are her only source of healing is really not good. If her turrets break and isn't healing, she's doing such little damage to the tanks that have damage resistance armor as half their health. Her right click needs to be some kind of healing or something, because the turrets alone are really non-effective, and it makes Sim feel more useless as a character than she normally is besides on Lijiang. Okay, I'll leave it there for now. A lot of the other stuff in the patch is really fun, and I'm really excited to play it more, but right now the tanks are so unplayable and Sim is so non-effective that it just kind of sours the whole patch for me. Hopefully with whatever they changed in the update that's coming out soon, it makes it way more fun to play, because I really am excited for this experimental card. I promise I'll work on getting a video covering all of the changes in the experimental patch, especially now that they're tweaking some numbers before re-uploading the card onto the live servers. I'll have that up as soon as they put that card back on. So I'll see you in the next one when I upload that update on the experimental card.